think it started. And let's see if I remember how to record that. How's your body, Alex? It's good, good. Now,
I'm seeing my massage guy today.
Oh,
I
good.
think so.
One of these days I'm gonna have to go and do that. All right. Okay. So why don't we lean back, seated. Girls, you good? Far away from me? And then just do a few windshield wipers. I need to figure out, for this reason, is it easier or better to teach as a mirror image and say things, or when I go right, I say right? Because if you see me on the video, if you watch the video, you watch it, and when I go right, you would go to your left because that's where the legs go.
I think on a video you have to do it, say right and go right.
Yeah?
I would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think on a video it
I
might be
think
a little
on a
bit
video it's
different
really
than what you do
confusing.
in class.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I don't think people are necessarily looking at you to do mirror image.
They might
If
just
they don't-
listen.
If they are, then they'll just follow your body. But
Right.
I think it's confusing if you say one thing and do another.
Right. Because I do watch yoga videos, and whenever they say it, I'm watching it right from here and they say right, and then I go right and they go right, and
Yeah.
they go the opposite direction. So that's why I'm asking which one. Go on YouTube, do like a, don't look at me, look at a 5-minute yoga thing and see what you think. So we can do it next week. All right, straighten the legs. And then point the toes. How was that foot thing yesterday?
Well, it's
Interesting.
fine, except that I tend to cramp in this position more.
Yeah, me too. And then flex the foot and the ankle. I don't know if the girls can see it on the video. And then extend again. And then flex. Now keep the ankles flexed, just curl the toes. Good. Ow! Now keep the toes curled and then extend the ankle. Yeah. And then keep the toes curled and then flex the ankle. Good. Now spread all toes. Keep them spread and then extend the ankle. Keep them spread even when you're going down, and then bring them back. Interesting, huh?
It's hard.
Yeah. Now rotate the legs to the right, to your right, and then point the toes and the ankle. And you might even feel some stretch or some sensation in the hips. Now stay with the legs rotated to the right, extend the ankle and just curl the toes. Ow! And then spread the toes, flex the ankle, come through, go all the way to the left, extend the ankles, toes curling gently, extend, and then come back. Good. And then just pump a couple of more times. Good. Cross your legs. If you need to sit up on a blanket or a towel at home, cross-legged. All right. If you need to support the legs, grab your blocks and support. Good. So have the right leg closer to your body than the left, and the feet are not on the top of each other. Find your knees, the kneecaps, and then we're going to be moving the legs out from the hip socket. So have a little support right next to you, and then move your right knee and right femur, right thigh out from that hip socket while you pull in the left hip back. We usually do this with the belt. And then move the left knee and the left thigh out and pull the right hip back. And when you do that, just notice how the body wants to turn it, let it happen, a little bit of turn. Notice if you help him with your jaw, let that go. Good, now come back through the midline. Curl the toes, all of them. Keep them in a curled position, and let's do 2 more with pushing the femur out from the hip socket on one side and pulling it in on the other side. Keep thinking that you have to hold a pencil with your toes close to the bottom of the foot. Yeah, I know, no kidding. Yeah, that's all shortened muscles. Good, and then relax for a second, spread the toes. Uncross the legs and go the other way. Without curling the toes yet, just distract the femur out of the hip socket on one side, the other hip is pulling in. We do about 2 of these on each side. Yeah. Is that feel okay on the replaced hip, Peggy? Good. Now come back to the middle. Now curl the toes again. If you need to help them, help them. Some of them doesn't want to stay. Very interesting. And then let's do again traction from the hip. Yep. Oh la la. Good. And one more. And then just spread the toes. Alright, find your pelvis and let's tilt the pelvis forward, spilling the water to the front, and tilt the pelvis back, spilling the water back. You could anchor through the hands and lift the spine a little higher, so less weight on the pelvis is going to help you to tilt better. Can you see how much better that tilt is? You unloading the pelvis. Good. Alright, thoracic spine, just find the chest bone in the front, mid-back, and let's do inhale and extension. Look up. Exhale, sink it in. Oh, I don't have my smiley face. Damn. Inhale again, sink it in. Lift it up. Exhale and pull it in. Come through the midline, take the rib cage to your right, lift that right armpit high, and then take the rib cage to your left and lift that left armpit high. Do 1 more on each side. High, 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 and then lift to the other side. Come through the middle and let's do 3 circles clockwise, starting with lifting the chest and going to your right. All 4 points where we move the rib cage, we connect them with a big circle. The breath is kind of up to you. Do you want to do 1 breath through the movement, or do you need to inhale and exhale twice while you're doing the full circle? That's alright, just see what works best for you. Once you did 3, go the opposite direction. And really try to initiate the movement from the opposite back ribs. It's very easy to see if we want to cheat with one side a little bit, where there is less movement. It's going to make this circle tinier. And whenever I teach this, I remember my friend Bob, because he said that after the very first time I taught this in class and he was there, his golf game, just the swing just changed because his thoracic spine opened up. Alright, take a twist to your left. We're going to go with the circles right away. So chest up, 2 circles clockwise, don't hurry. Again, the breath, however you prefer, and 2 circle counterclockwise. Pull the belly in. Great. Keep the spine tall, come through the midline, twist to your right. Start with lifting the chest, and then circle it. Let the rest of the body go with it. So try not to resist if there is any pull, any tagging. let the pelvis roll with it a little bit. And then once you did 2, keep the spine tall and come back to the midline. Switch the legs back one more time. We're going to do 1 stretch to the neck. So lengthen through the crown of the head and tilt your head to your left ear to the left shoulder. Reach the chin forward, keep it there. Find your opposite shoulder, your right shoulder, reach it back and down. And now from the bottom of your neck, where your neck meets the spine, tilt all the way down. You could look into your left groins, you could nod into that left groin, or you could move your lower jaw from side to side. Make sure that the right shoulder blade stays low and there's a lot of length between the right earlobe and the right shoulder. And then when you come up, lengthen through the neck, let the shoulder pop up, and that was a huge stretch on the right side. So realigned, lengthen through the neck, tilt to the opposite side to the right, ear to the shoulder. Reach the chin forward, pull the left shoulder back and down, and you could feel the stretch right in there. You could have your left hand on the floor and grounded. Now, from the bottom of your neck, where it meets your spine, you flex forward, chin points to the right hip, maybe some nodding, maybe some jaw glides, maybe tiny bit of circles with the head, or just rolling your eyes. I think the jaw glides works best for me on this one. And then release the tension from the shoulders, lengthen up through the head, and come back to the midline. Open your jaw, big movements. Good. All right. Let's start with actually a side bend. Not start, just carry on with a side bend. Right leg is close to you, left leg is out straight. A little bit to the side. Left hand is gonna come and catch under the left leg or on the top of the left leg, while the right leg is pressing down and away. That right thigh, you lean to your left. Now notice that you're not leaning too much forward. Can you pretend that there's a wall behind you and both shoulder blades are touching that? That changed the whole thing. Take the right arm up and give me a side bend. If you have an injury in here, bend the arm. You could hold the head if the neck is a little bit too heavy. And find the bottom of the right rib cage. And with every inhale, try to expand the rib cage away from you. So you would physically see the rib cage spreading. With the inhale, exhale, let it coil back a little bit. If you want some extra stretch, you could do a couple of things. You could turn the chest up to the ceiling and breathe that way. You could keep the chest turned up to the ceiling and give me a little posterior tilt. And then 3 more full breaths into the left side of the body. And you exhale, pull the belly button in. So the ribs are moving. The diaphragm is moving. Good. And then release the hand over the head, look at the middle finger, and pretend that someone is pulling you all the way up so you get this huge length. Follow the hand. Let's give it a twist. Right hand behind you, left hand on the knee, right knee. Lift the chest up and give me 2 circles with the thoracic cage to the right while you're in the twist. Don't be afraid of moving the rib cage, moving the chicken bones in any direction. If it's not a circle, it's a figure 8, it's a triangle, I don't know. Just smirkle around. What is the weirdest shape that you can create in there? And go slow enough so you would feel the fascia stretching. And come back to the midline. Switch the legs. So reset your sit bones. Right hand is going to turn up and catch somewhere under the leg or on the top of the knee. If you need a support under the bent knee, grab a block. And then with the left hand, just push away, side bend. And before you take the left arm up, make sure that that imaginary wall behind you is supporting both of the shoulder blades. Then the arm goes up and load it at the side bend. Couple of things, maybe chest up, maybe a little bit of posterior tilt, maybe both, maybe supporting the head, I don't know, pick the one that works for you. 3 full breath to expand the floating ribs on the left. Try not to hurry. Relax your jaw and face. And in that tiny posterior tilt, while you're reaching forward with the arm, is going to create an extra stretch in there. Slowly turn. Look at your middle finger. Follow through the gaze. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then when you're coming down, bring the arm down, already twist. Take the left arm behind you, right arm on the top of the knee, and rotate your rib cage. And from here, lift the chest up, 2 circles, clockwise and counterclockwise. And if you started counterclockwise, that is okay. Don't be afraid of lifting the chest and sinking the chest under and in. Come through the midline and straighten the legs. Some windshield wipers. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. I'm sure she can clock back on, no?
Who
Donna.
asked?
She did
How did
send
she
a
come on?
message. I don't know what happened because the message